Hi, this is Garrison Comstock here with Garrison Team Real Estate. Today I'm here to talk to you about the February housing update as it pertains to both Nationwide as well as the South Bay here. Let's go ahead and get into it. I'll share my screen and present. So February 2021. So these are how the statistics looked from December to January 2021. As you can see, as we talked about last month, we had very few new listings in December because of the holidays. Now you can see at 451 new listings that we've definitely increased that number. And we have less closings this month because there was less homes to buy in December. But you can see that homes are still flying off the shelves as fast as they're coming in. That month's supply is crazy low. Generally, a healthy market is anywhere between 5 and 6 months of inventory. And then the median days on market is still 11. So if you're priced right and you're a good house, you'll sell quickly. For me, I know my last two listings both sold in one weekend, both last weekend and a few weekends ago, and both went over $100,000 over list price. So it's a really fantastic market out there right now if you're thinking about selling your home. And let's look about why. So this is the forecast for this year, nationwide, between Fannie Mae, NAR, and the MBA for how many transactions we'll have. And now we had more transactions last year than we did in 2019, which is crazy. And we expect that to even go further, to even have more transactions this year in 2021, because many buyers who were on the fence last year with uncertainty are now going to get off the fence. And interest rates we expect to remain low. As you look at it, why is all the buyer demand so high? Why are homes continuing to sell at the rapid paces that we see? It's because interest rates are still at all-time lows, and this is where they expect them to go. So this is where we are right now, and they expect them to inch up through 2021 and 2022, but you can see where we were here. Just in 2018, this is Q4 2018. I mean, a $900,000 property today costs less monthly than an $850,000 property in Q4 of 2018. It's crazy. So this is the mortgage rate projections. As you can see, the mortgage rate projections are really low. Fannie Mae, Freddie Mac, MBA, and NAR, the high watermark for all these projections is 3.5 during this year. So how does this affect buying? Well, housing affordability. So as you can see, that because interest rates are so low, that means even though prices seem so high, the context matters. The monthly payments, the money that actually comes out of your bank account every month on these properties is extremely low, and extremely low as a function of the monthly income of your average consumer. So as you see, from 1990 to 2008, housing affordability was low. Homes were not very affordable. Then when the market crashed, homes were very affordable because prices went so low. Now prices are high and they're still very affordable because interest rates are so low. Once again, like a property that is $100,000 more expensive in purchase price will cost less monthly than $100,000 less in purchase price, but with an interest rate that's higher by 1%. So right now we're at 2.5%, depending on where you look. 2.625, I believe, is the prevailing rate. So if you haven't gotten yourself into the best possible rate, now might be the time to call your lender and see if that works out for you. If you need a recommendation, please let me know. Also, you can see this is percentage of income needed for a mortgage payment. So how leveraged are folks? You'll see in the news, we have so much leverage these days. We've got over, I believe the number is 10 billion in mortgage loan debt. But as a percentage of income, we're at one of the lowest marks in the history of real estate. You've got the historic norm is 21.2% nationwide, a mortgage payment as a percentage of a person's income. And we had 18% in June 2018, and right now we're sitting at 14.9%. Once again, we want to stress how low payments are. So for those of you that think that at some point these buyers or these homeowners are going to default on their loans, remember that all of these buyers and many people who have refinanced their loans in the past year now have the lowest possible payment in the history of having mortgage payments. A $900,000 home costs the least amount monthly today that it ever has in the history of loans. And remember, there were $900,000 homes 10 years ago, 20 years ago. They were just a different type of home. There were always that valuation of homes. However, that dollar amount costs you less today by a significant amount than it ever has. So the payments that people are paying on a monthly basis are the lowest payments nationwide that homeowners have ever paid. So this is a fun graph, and I thought this was very interesting. As you can see, it's the typical mortgage payment nationwide for a person. These are kind of funny here for the South Bay because, you know, if you have a $1,300 payment in the South Bay, that's cheap, right? Like we know our prices are significantly higher than the nation. But in terms of looking as a comparison, you can see that a typical mortgage payment nationwide, and so it doesn't matter what type of home you're buying or where you're buying the homes, these are all different prices, all different locations. Your typical mortgage payment is lower today by $500 a month, or call it, that's what, 60% maybe of that number, 60% of where they were in 2006 before the big crash, lower than they were 2 years ago, lower than they were last year. So I can't say it enough. Payments are extremely low right now. This is why buyer demand is so high. This is how home buyers are affording these spectacular prices we're seeing all over the place. So when your neighbor comes up to you and says, "Can you believe these prices? Everything's way overpriced here." Just remember that the price isn't really what matters. With the context of the interest rate, it's actually cheaper than it ever has been. These homes that you think are so expensive are more affordable than they ever have been. And that is my housing update today. Thank you so much for coming. This is Garrison Comstock with Garrison Team Real Estate. I appreciate your time. You can find me on YouTube. If you're on YouTube right now, please like and subscribe to get all the other market updates, as well as my South Bay specific videos and interviews with different restaurants, as well as different shops. As well as you can find me on Facebook and Instagram at Sold by Garrison. So thank you so much once again for joining me, and I will see you next time.